How's it going, guys? It's me, the Techie Gamer here, with a different video. So, instead of doing my normally scheduled builds, which I guess I only did 2 to begin with, I decided to take a break from that, and we are actually going to be taking a look at a website. It's kind of a review of it, as I think it's very helpful to a lot of people. So, essentially, what this video is it's basically tips. Or like a way that you can actually yourself create your own build. Now I don't recommend straight up taking what this website has to offer. Like, I mean, if you use this, I would recommend optimizing it, and you'll get what I mean in a second. So I'll go over this actually right about now. So what this website does is it actually generates a build for you, a PC build. Now this can be helpful, and can also be harmful if you don't know what you're doing. So for starters, let's click generate a build, and we will talk for whatever. Now you can actually pick your own country. For some reason it's not really loading up for me, at least the icons or whatever. So by default you would be able to choose what country you're from. So I'm from the US. Oh, there we go. So I can choose that, the US, and since that's where I'm from, and you can actually tell you what you want to spend. So if you only want to spend, say, a max of, I want to do 1400, okay, that would change or something like that. Why is it not changing? But whatever. You can go as low as $400. Now you could go lower, but this is just kind of like the minimum and maximum that this will actually go for a budget. And then you can go all the way to 2,500. So we're gonna actually do it right in the middle, which is about 1,400. No, not 1,490 or 1,390, but 1,400. And you can actually say, hey, I want to overclock my CPU, and of course a lot of us, we're gonna want to do that, so we're gonna choose that. We can also choose whether we want a operating system or a optical drive, and we're gonna actually select both of these because that's pretty awesome. And what this exactly does is when you click go to build, it generates a build for you. Now I can definitely say that these are actually really good. I mean, you will be fine, I guess, if you literally just went with a lot of this stuff. For some reason it's not, it's being stupid for me, but I can see that it's like the page is going up and down, but on my screen it doesn't. So I'm actually just gonna look at that screen. So yeah, I mean, everything looks very good. I mean, exactly what you expect. It actually has a 980 Ti. I can't see because this isn't responsive, but I can see on there, it looks like a GTX 980 Ti, if I'm correct. But if it isn't, let me know, because I can't see it right now. But we also have, like, different cases. Now, there are a few things that are a downside for this. Like, obviously, maybe you could go with a better case. Maybe you don't want a $80 case or a $90 case, and maybe you want just a $50 case, and in that case you can actually switch that out. So down here at below, you can actually go to the PC part picker link, and or you can do Reddit markup. You can do the code, or the QR code. You can do the just plain text, and of course it always stays below the budget, which is also a nice feature. So we're gonna click on that link, and I don't know why it's being unresponsive. It's being unresponsive right now. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that either. So for some reason, hold on, I'll be right back and I'll try and figure this out. Sorry about that. That was really weird. That was okay. Whatever. We'll move on. But as you can see, I mean, this build is pretty solid. I mean, it falls under it. I mean, it just kind of goes over for the base, but then you have to add all the promo discounts, the mail-in rebates, and things like that, the shipping. and you'll actually find it that pretty much any build that you will find on here is actually lower than what the target price is. So perhaps if you wanted to, boost up the price a bit, maybe you wanted to go with a different version of the 980 Ti or something, different kind of video card, you can do that. Now, do I recommend that you go with this? Obviously, the build right now is as good as it is. I mean, you'll find that it'll be just as good. But say if you wanted to go Skylake or something like that, you always have the option to edit the part list, and that's fine. Of course, the screen froze up again, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. I don't know what's going on, but okay. Anyways, so you can change the motherboard. You can do pretty much anything you wanted with this. So we will actually change. Let's change the power supply because we have 550 and it would be good, but the power supply is just kind of over the top and we don't really need that. So we're gonna find the power supply here and we're actually gonna just remove that and stuff like that. We're gonna choose a better one. So like I said, I can't really see. So there's a 600 watt for, or there's a Supernova for $64, which is a lot cheaper. It's got 600 watts, which is exactly like more than that, and it's 80 plus gold. So why not? So let's pick that. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, obviously it lowered the price a little bit, and you can pretty much edit that. Do I recommend this as something that you should do, like to actually just do that and then be set? I do not recommend that, as some of the stuff might not be actually optimized. So when parts like this are picked, they don't usually take in the consideration of like reviews, rates on stuff, and like things like that. So if something has a high failure rate, which I'm not saying the Seagate Barracuda does, but I'm just saying, if you were with the 3 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, you will notice like that there are extremely high fail rates on it, which I mean nobody's really reported that, perhaps that it is, but let's just say something did. That build will not stop that. So you do have to do the research on each part before you go and consider, just doing this and, buying whatever this generator tells you to. But I mean, most of the parts on this thing are really good. I mean, for some of the stuff I probably wouldn't even change. Like, for example, the 250 Evo. That is definitely one of the best that I've seen for SSDs. As well as, probably the Barracuda. I would probably go with the Western Digital just because I wouldn't say it's better, but it's just better for me. And, perhaps I wanted to go with a custom GTX 980 Ti, I could. And so you get the point. So I'm not saying that you should like go out and just like, oh, I'm just gonna, this build told me to buy all this, so I'm just gonna waste all my money on that. I'm not saying that, but you should at least make sure that you can get, can't get any better deals. So make sure that you can't before you actually purchase it. And if you can get a better deal, then take that opportunity. As you can see, I picked one of the better power supplies than what it was given. The first one was a 550 watt 80 plus gold, whereas this one is fully modular as well, and it also has 600 watts, I believe. I can't see if that's 650. It actually looks like 650, but if it is 650, even more awesome. But as you can see, you could probably get better deals on some of this stuff. I don't know if there would be any cheaper 8 gigs of RAM, because that's like really cheap as it is, for only $32. But if you're getting something else like that, definitely decide on better deals. Plus, make sure that the parts are actually compatible, which, I mean, usually they probably will be, but just make sure everything works with each other. Make sure everything is what you want to use it for. So I know they said if you wanted to overclock your CPU, which they did, But what about the motherboard? You don't know that. So I mean, obviously it is because it's, Z97, but you know, you just have to make sure of those things before you go to a site like that. But other than that, I think it's a very good basis if you're trying to build a build and you just don't know what parts you exactly want. So if you start over from scratch, it can be really tempting to just dive in and you really don't know what parts that you want, especially if you're on a really, really tight budget. If you're on a in the hundreds build, not in thousands at all, it can be very hard because you have a limited amount of money that you can spend on, and you actually have to balance it out more than the other builds where you could, like, literally going with a $600 graphics card wouldn't even matter. But anyways, guys, that would be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you felt that you learned something off of this. Maybe you'll use this website in the future. Again, it's I'll leave a link in the description to this website where you can actually generate your own build. So it is called usemypc.net. So it's pretty awesome, I think. I think it's a very good tool to use. I don't recommend that you just go out and buy whatever this website tells you to, but just make sure you have the best deals. Make sure that you research each of the product on the list before you decide on making that a build or going with it. If anything, it is a perfect build starter, I guess. It's like a starters pack kind of thing. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did making it. Trust me, I love making these videos for you guys. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys in my next video or build guide, something like that. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys later. Peace.